Hey guys, so as you can tell by the title of this video, I am doing an eyeshadow declutter palette, or an eyeshadow palette declutter. This video is probably going to be really long, so definitely get a snack. I'm not going to do it like some of the other videos where I swatch every single palette to try to figure out if I want to keep it or not. At this point, I probably don't need to swatch things. It's probably more like the video is going to be like, oh, I haven't used this in like 2 years. I'm just going to get rid of it. Or I haven't used it in forever and I have something similar, so I'll get rid of it. If you guys are new, welcome to my channel. And if you guys are not new, welcome back to my channel. And thanks for joining me. And us. And if, again, you are new, thanks for joining me and us as well. So before you go, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you're getting the notifications of when my upcoming videos are coming out. If you like these kind of videos, like the declutter videos, leave me a comment in the comments below so I can actually make a few more declutter videos for you guys. There is a few things that I'm going to need to get rid of, so I should probably go through those. I am going to be showing you where I keep my eyeshadows, and then I'm going to probably take everything out and put it down so I can just go through them because I have so much eyeshadow. I'm not even gonna lie, I have way too many eyeshadow palettes. This is why I'm doing this. I need to get rid of some stuff. Like, literally everything is exploding. I have 2 sets of Alex 9 drawers, and I've bought all of the makeup that goes in that. It's not like YouTube's giving me free stuff or anything yet, like, or like none of this stuff was given to me for free unless it was a birthday present or something, like a Christmas present. All of these were bought by me. So you're going to see how much of a hoarder I am. I have a problem. You're also probably going to see some of my room. Please ignore it. My room is literally like an explosion of an art craft fair. I do so much DIY stuff. If you want to see a little bit more of that, leave me a comment in the comments below. I can do some of that stuff if you haven't seen some of my like blinged out makeup brushes and videos. I do a lot of crafts. My room has so much crap in it, and I'm actually at the point where I'm going to start purging stuff and getting rid of stuff, but starting with my eyeshadow palettes. For your guys' information, a lot of these eyeshadow palettes have been staying around for a little while, and I will be either donating them to like my friends or trying to donate them to like some place that can use them. I'm pretty sure a place where they help women get on their feet and stuff like that won't take them because they are used, but I am going to see what I can do. I'm not just throwing them out. I am going to be giving them away because I have spent way too much money on some of these palettes. Disclaimer, there are a few eyeshadow palettes in here that are fake versions of the real ones. There are only a few. Some of them are not real. My fake Natasha Denona palettes, which I bought offline, and I knew they weren't real because I didn't spend $300 on an eyeshadow palette. So the 3 of those that I will be giving away, because I know I'm giving them away already, are fake. Other than that, everything else has been bought from like Sephora or like the actual websites. Those 3 I broke down. I really wanted the eyeshadow palettes, and even though I've spent way more money on makeup eyeshadow than I should have, I probably should have just saved up my money and bought those instead of buying all these other bloody palettes. But I did really want them, and at one point I had an issue with when I started my YouTube channel. I thought that I needed to have every bloody eyeshadow palette like every other YouTuber. Instead of having quality, I wanted the quantity when it came to those 3 palettes. Unfortunately, I don't like them. They are crap. They are definitely not real Natasha Denona palettes because I have done swatches at Sephora on the mini palettes, and they're beautiful. So I had to disclaimer that just because it is the only 3 eyeshadow palettes that I do have that aren't real. And I have learned my lesson on buying crappy eyeshadow palettes, honestly. Alright, without further ado, let's just jump into this probably super ridiculous long video of my decluttering eyeshadow palettes. Okay, so this is where my makeup kind of sits. Please ignore everything else around here. It is literally just a hot mess up in here at the moment. I'm trying to do some organizing, but taken me forever. So there's my Alex 9 drawer, and I have another set of these which is over there. If you guys are interested, you can, to see what is in those, let me know. Obviously, these ones have already what is on them, like my drawer of face masks, things like that. And then these big ones are all eyeshadows. So all 4 of these are eyeshadow palettes. None of them have anything but eyeshadow palettes in. So because I have so many eyeshadow palettes, which is why I'm doing this declutter video, I'm actually going to take all of them from all 4 of these drawers and stick them somewhere. So just give me a couple of minutes while I do that, and I will get back to this whole declutter video. Okay, so this is my eyeshadow palettes. I have a problem. There is a lot. I can't even tell you how many of them there are. Maybe I'll be able to figure that out. I'll leave it on the screen. So I'm just literally going to go through all of these and get rid of a bunch of them. So I guess let's just get started. Let's just start off with the things closest to me. These two here are eyeshadow palettes that I actually have broken down. These were all NYX eyeshadows. I made my own palette, and then I just put all those NYX there. These were all NYX trios. I just did not want to keep all of them, so I am keeping those just because I made kind of my own palette. This is all my own eyeshadows that I made, so I'm definitely keeping those. Okay, so obviously this is the Androgynous palette. It is literally still in the packaging. You're going to find that I have a bit of an issue with getting rid of cardboards for things. So I like the palette, I like the case for this, which is why I keep it in the case. So there that is. I love these colors. So I'm definitely going to be keeping them. Oh, there's a mirror so you can see my phone. So there is that. Let's take a look at this one. Natasha Denona palette. This is the Sunset palette. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is the Sunset palette. This one, I said, if you watched the earlier part of this video, this is not a real palette. I am going to get rid of this. I'm not even going to swatch. Well, actually, maybe I'll swatch for you. Okay, so I'll do a few swatches of this one. They look really nice, but then when you actually do the actual swatches of them, they're really patchy, which is kind of the issue with this palette. Other than it being thick. I just grabbed some boxes. So this color here is going to be I'm keeping it, and then these ones here are from the Michaels, and they've got mermaids on them. I'm obsessed. Yes, that's a bookshelf. So I got 2 of those because I'm hopefully getting rid of those. I have another one of these just in case, but sorry, I'm shaking too much. Okay, so I'm going to put everything that I am keeping in this one, and then the ones that I'm getting rid of in this one, so we can kind of count later on. This is the Too Faced Gold palette, so that is those colors there. And honestly, I think I'm going to keep this one. I love the gold and these shimmery colors of these ones. Let's see, like this one here. So those are beautiful colors. So I am going to keep this one. Let's start with some of these ones. Okay, so, oh my gosh. So this one here I actually made out of another palette. So I made this palette. This palette here is the Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales eyeshadow palette. This is the Lorac one. I just made it into a small palette because like it's a huge palette, and I didn't want to take that much clutter up. So these are okay. Honestly, I don't even look like I've used them. I barely use them, so I'm actually getting rid of this. So this one here is the Balm Appetite, and this one opens up and it has a mirror, and then it says Eat Your Heart Out. And then it's got some pretty decent colors in here. I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of like this palette. The only thing I don't really like about this palette is that I don't really reach for like most of these colors. So if I can get rid of it and let someone else actually use it that will use it, then more power to them. So this is this Graveyard Girl Swamp Queen palette. It is big and bulky. It is like huge. I don't reach for this. This was one of my favorite palettes at the time. I'll do this. It's got some decent colors to it. But honestly, I don't find myself reaching for this ever. Weird thing about me, you're going to notice that I keep all of these. Some of them I actually tape down to these palettes. So this is going in here. Take Me on Vacation. And this is the Kylie Jenner palette. So that is what it looks like there. Get a better view of those colors. I think I'm going to try this. I might put this in a project pan. I realize that it looks like it's barely been used. Because I have so many eyeshadow palettes. And a lot of my stuff looks like I barely use it. I do use it quite often though. This one I really like. I didn't care so much for the brush, which is... I don't like keeping the brushes in here anyway, but I am actually going to keep this one. I don't even need to do any swatches because I know that I want to keep that. Let's take a look at this one here. This is the Maybelline, the Blushed Nude. I bought this one to do a video on all Maybelline makeup look. These eyeshadow pigments don't really pay off. Like, you can do swatches and like, but look at that. Like, that is such a dull color. So I'm just going to get rid of this. This, you're going to notice I have a few of the Juvia's Place palettes. This are gorgeous. Like, absolutely. I barely... Oh, my light is not picking that up properly. Okay, there we go. Like, look at how beautiful these are. So, I'm definitely keeping this. I'm going to start with all my Juvia's Places. The Nubian. Gorgeous. Take a look at how beautiful these eyeshadows are. Like, I absolutely love these colors. So, yeah, I'm going to keep this. Okay, next one is the Magic. This one, I'm keeping. I haven't even used this color yet, but look how beautiful that one is. So then I've got this one here, which one's got all the dark, these colors here. These are gorgeous. I'm definitely keeping this one. Okay, so this here is, yeah. So this is a DIY palette as well. And this is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. I did not like the packaging. Thought it was too bulky. This, they're kind of the same size. But the best thing about this one is they're so condensed in here that I could still put another row of eyeshadows if I needed to. This one I'm keeping. I'm weird, and I put the names of them on here so that when I'm in my... Because they all look like this, right? So when I go to grab my eyeshadow palette, I know what it is. So I do label them. So up next is obviously, the Morphe 35W. And this is what it looks like. I do not use this color or this color very often, but I definitely am keeping this one. Okay, so then up next I have this one here, and this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette. There is those colors. I'm going to keep this. I don't really use it very often, but I'm going to use it for a bit longer and see if I like it. I might have to do another declutter with it, but at some point. This is the Master by Mario palette. Obviously, this one is now discontinued. You cannot buy it anymore, I don't think. So I think I will keep this one for now. I do like a lot of these colors in here. The Sweet Peach palette here by Too Faced, obviously. Oh, this mirror something awful. Okay, will that work better? Ah, there we go. So those are, obviously, everyone has seen this palette. Everybody knows what it looks like. Oh, I just literally did two different colors in one. My lighting is sucky right here. So, obviously, this is a beautiful eyeshadow palette. I'm keeping this one. Is the From the Balm, and this is the Rockstar Face palette, an eyeshadow palette. So this is what it looks like. These are obviously the eyeshadows. There is a blush and a highlighter, and then these are lipsticks. I don't use the lipsticks. I am not gonna lie, I do not like them, but take a look at these colors. Yeah, but I'm actually keeping this palette. Up next is this one here, and this is an oldie. This is the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette. Obviously, just ridiculous. Okay, So that is what it looks like. This is my first Urban Decay palette I have ever owned. And I only own a few, but I love some of these colors. So that is this palette. I'm keeping this one. I barely have used it. So this is the Laura Lee Cat's Pajamas palette. Okay, so I'm going to be brutally honest with this palette. And I'm actually going to declutter. No, I'm not decluttering it. I'm actually going to be depotting the frosts because they're beautiful. As for the rest of this palette, I'm going to get rid of the eyeshadows. I have this one. This is the Violet Voss Pro Ride or Die palette. Got broken in the transportation of it here. This is the one with all the women's names. I'm not going to even really... Yeah. I'm going to get rid of this one. To be perfectly honest, this is not my favoriteest palette in the world. This is the Zoeva Cocoa Blend palette. These ones have some beautiful colors in. I think they're gorgeous. They are really, really nice. So I don't actually reach for this one very often. It's probably because I have 6 million different eyeshadow palettes. So I actually really like the Zoeva palette, but I don't use it, so I'm just going to give it to a friend. This is the Lorac Los Angeles Pro 3 palette. This one I don't think you can buy anymore. This is what it looks like. I have done a tutorial on this one, the rose gold colors. It's one of my favorite Lorac palettes. They've got some great pigment. Not that you can tell, this lighting is crapola. This one I'm actually going to keep for now. So this one here is the Tartus Pro eyeshadow palette. This is this one here. I don't really use this very often. I love Tarte. You probably can tell by my lot of Tarte hauls. I don't really particularly love this one, so honestly, someone else can have that. This is the Huda Beauty palette. Desert Dusk palette. Whatever. Yeah. Honestly, I don't really use this one very much. It's got so many pinks and purples and stuff in here that I don't reach for it. So I really hate to do this because it was an expensive palette. But maybe I will see if somebody I know will purchase it from me, maybe, or give it away. I'm not going to keep this one. Which unfortunately leads me to another one of the Huda Beauty palettes. And this one here is the Rose Gold edition. I'm not keeping this one. Just don't reach for them as much as I would like to. So these. So I purchased this one first. This is the Carly Bible BH Cosmetics Carly Bible eyeshadow palette. It's got highlighter and color. There's 14 eyeshadows in here. And then, so there is this one here. Obviously this has got smashed around a little bit. I have no idea why I decided to purchase this one afterwards. So this is the deluxe one. If you take a good look at them side by side, this one obviously has more colors. This one has the same colors in this one. So like these are here. So I'm going to keep the larger BH Cosmetic one. I am going to keep the larger one. And then I'm going to get rid of this. Then I'm going to get rid of the small one. Z1. This is the Zodiac one. What is this? This is got some really nice colors. I don't use it. So, sorry, Morphe. This is the Manny MUA Makeup Geek palette. And I absolutely love some of these colors. So this is the only Makeup Geek eyeshadow palette that I own. So I will keep this one. I'm not keeping it because it's the only one I own. I'm keeping it because I actually use it and like it.